Good, happy Tuesday evening, January 12th, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University of Medicine. Let's take a look at that information for all of you right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. Your global cases are 91,492,144. U.S. cases are 22,784,091. Your global deaths are 1,956,752. U.S. deaths are 379,551. That's a look at your COVID-19 dashboard from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine. Democrats cite rarely used part of the 14th Amendment in new impeachment article. Scholars are unsure how Congress could exercise authority under this provision. In search of historical guidance and legal tools to respond to the violent siege of Capitol Hill last week, members of Congress and legal scholars alike are re-examining a little-known section of a Reconstitutional constitutional amendment. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, in theory, gives Congress the authority to bear public officials who specifically took an oath of allegiance to the U.S. Constitution from holding office if they engage in insurrection or rebellion against the Constitution and therefore broke their oath. But the provision has rarely been used or tested, and so scholars are unsure about how exactly Congress could exercise authority under this provision and to what end today. U.S. airline ban more passengers in wake of Capitol riot. More than 2,000 passengers have been banned since June for mask violations. More than 2,000 people have been placed on U.S. airline internal no-fly list since carriers stepped up enforcement of their mandated mask requirement in June. United Airlines told ABC News it has banned 60 people in the last week alone, which is higher than their previous week averages. Many of instances over the past week appear to be politically motivated, with people flying to and from Washington, D.C. following the riot on Capitol Hill. House Judiciary Committee releases impeachment report. The House Judiciary Committee has released a 76-page staff report laying out Democrats' case for impeaching Trump over his role in the violent attack on the U.S. Capitol last week. The House is expected to vote to impeach Trump as early as Wednesday, making him the first president in history to be impeached twice. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Tuesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market for all of you. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green, went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green, went up. S&P 500 closed in the green, went up. Gold closed in the green, went up. Oil closed in the green, went up. US 10-year closed flat in the red and went down. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VIX closed in the red and went down. And that is a look at your US stock market. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. Let's take a look at your weather across the United States for this evening. And here's a look at the weather across the United States for this evening. In Boston, it'll be 26 degrees. New York City, 32 degrees. Washington, D.C., 27 degrees. Atlanta, 28 degrees. Jacksonville, Florida, 44 degrees. Tampa Bay, Florida, 49 degrees. Miami, Florida, 64 degrees. Dallas, 33 degrees. Las Vegas, 35 degrees. Phoenix, 38 degrees. Los Angeles, 49 degrees. And San Francisco, 48 degrees. That is a look at the weather across the United States for this Tuesday evening. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, and see you back here tomorrow for another broadcast. I'll have a news report coming up soon. Good night and goodbye, everyone.